Now, I would like to invite Captain Vijay Sharma, a master mariner, a visiting faculty at MTIs, and a member of IMPA, which makes him a perfect link between the maritime sector, pilotage industry, and the cadets. I would request Sir to take up the floor and request our special guests to address the gathering. Over to you, Sir.
Hello and welcome. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, IMPA and Captain Gajanan for giving me this opportunity and privilege to introduce some of the great maritime personalities in the world. To say I'm thrilled will definitely be an understatement. Please join me in giving all our guests the most cordial of welcomes. Our first guest needs no introduction. She is the current president at the Nautical Institute. She has over 30 years of experience in the maritime industry. She is also the managing director of JCJ Consulting. She is an experienced maritime technical advisor, an ILA expert for VTS, aid to navigation, and e-navigation. She has a great passion for diversity and inclusion, including empowering women in maritime industry. She has been associated with IMPA since inception and been pivotal in the Samipta competition from the beginning. Please allow me to introduce the great dashing personality, Jillian Carson Jackson.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I deserve that dashing personality. Thank you all, and I extend my very best to all who are present here today. It is truly humbling to be asked at this event, such an august gathering of the maritime industry from India and from around the world, as we have seen. This pleasure of mine today is to be here at this grand finale of Samipta, a single subject research paper competition on a matter that's very close to all maritime's hearts, pilot ladder risk mitigation. Although I'm not a pilot myself, I do remember well the very first time I had climbed that pilot ladder as a cadet. It was a daunting task, and as it was a training event, we were actually in very calm waters. We have all seen the videos. We had so many good examples just now of pilots boarding vessels, the good and the bad. We have had our own experiences of boarding and disembarking vessels. Over the years, yes, we've seen improvements in pilot boarding arrangements, with both the IMO and the International Marine Pilots Association working hard to phase out some of those more dangerous methods of boarding, such as the trapdoor, and also to address the ongoing concerns of incorrect rigging of ladders. When I worked as the manager of vessel traffic and pilotage services at the Australian Maritime Safety Authority, I had issues with pilot boarding, and they were uppermost in my mind. I well remember getting that call that everyone dreads, that one day when one of the pilots had fallen. Thankfully, they recovered, but not all pilots do. As you may be aware, and as you've heard, I'm the current president of the Nautical Institute. And the NI is a membership body for maritime professionals with global membership that represents with representation at international bodies. This includes the International Maritime Organization, and over many years, we've worked with and supported our sister organization of IMPA to promote at the IMO safe boarding practices. Yet, despite the efforts and the campaigns, we continue to see unsafe pilot ladders. We continue to hear of colleagues and friends being injured or worse. And this brings me to the great event of today. Some time ago, Captain Gajanan had the dream of how to support innovation, diversity, and inclusion while focusing on key safety aspects in piloting, the act of pilot boarding. A project to embrace the young minds in the industry, providing a platform for innovation and development. This project, over the months, it's been amazing to see the growth and to see the energy that happens. It's raised awareness of the critical issue of pilot ladder safety. It has improved the knowledge of the maritime cadets and encourage different aspects of the industry to work together, to think outside that box and find innovative solutions to some pretty age-old questions. How can a pilot safely embark and disembark a vessel? It has indeed, just as we had in our opening ceremony, it has been a leading light to the industry with the connecting of young minds of the future and the shipping industry with the vision of continually improving maritime safety. So congratulations to Captain Grajan, to AMPA, and to all of those who've been involved, who provided the time for judging the competition, for putting those papers together. Yes, we have 10 today, but there's so many that came out, so many wonderful ideas that we would really like to hear, to see, and to embrace. This has led us to this final event, this grand finale, and I really look forward to hearing from all the finalists, and I wish you all the very best of luck. So thank you so much for this invitation, and I look forward to hearing from the grand finalists.
Thank you, Jillian. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and gracing this event with your presence. You have always been the strength of IMPA. You talked about the diversity and inclusion. I must appreciate that. Thank you so much. Our next guest is a special maritime personality from the Netherlands, Captain Ed Verbik. He is an advisor, research and development, Dutch Pilot Association. He is an ex-member, Dutch delegation at IMO NAV subcommittee. He is also the fellow of the Nautical Institute. He has been an Amsterdam pilot for 26 years and has been the vice president and training coordinator for this region. Captain Ed Verbik has been a mentor and guide for this event from day one. Being a maritime expert and pioneer in pilotage industry, IMPA is going to benefit tons from his vast plethora of knowledge. Please allow me to introduce Captain Ed Verbik.
Has he joined in? I couldn't see him.
I am here.
Hi.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to all. I'll start with a bit of confession time. I have the suspicion that most of the time when I was a responsible officer preparing the pilot ladder in the 70s and 80s, the pilot ladder was not rigged fully in compliance with the standards. Of course, I've had some explanation about pilot ladders on my nautical college. And of course, as apprentice, I have helped the crew rigging it. But I'm pretty sure that in real life, work is done, we did not fully comply. That was not so much ill will. It was just doing as we always did, and definitely a lack of prioritizing. Later, as a pilot, I've climbed numerous ladders that were not compliant. As long as I judged it as not directly life-threatening, I went up or down because the job needed to be done, a sense of duty. Of course, I discussed the situation with the captain, and if necessary, I reported the ship to my colleagues so that they knew what to check for next trips. But in general, I just did it because I thought I had to. I'm very thankful that IMPA succeeded to place this issue on the map and to mobilize so many students to think about pilot ladders. I'm sure that you all will do better than I did at that time. I'm sure that all of you now know how to rig a pilot ladder and which risks are involved. And that's not only for the pilot, but also for the crew that's rigging the ladder. We should not forget that aspect. I am looking forward to the ideas that have been developed. I'm very thankful for all the participants putting in a lot of effort to think of new ideas and original ideas. I appreciate it, that is a lot of hard work. I think that fresh ideas, balanced by utilizing the knowledge and experience of people who know the real life repercussions, will be able to bring pilot transfer at least one step further. As for the implementation, most people say that shipping is very conservative, that change is not so very easily accepted. I'm not so sure about that. As I see it, shipping is actually very pragmatic. It has to work. It has to work in the reality of daily operations. If it just does that, if it works, it is accepted in no time. Just look at how quickly satellite navigation and satellite communication have become the standard, because it actually worked. But if things are cumbersome and don't do what is promised, then shipping is really resistant to change and it will not accept it very quickly. So I have good hopes that with bright ideas, they will be accepted and implemented. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the program. I'm thankful for the participants and thankful for all who took the effort to contribute today. And I'm very thankful for IMPAD for raising awareness. I'm sure that in future, pilot transfer will be more safe. Thank you very much and have a very good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. You confessed about your experience wherein you have climbed numerous ladders in your vast experience. And as we all know that shipping is a very dynamic process and we need to accept change and we need to evolve and adapt. It is a pleasure to have you on board and you have been a mentor to IMPA and we look forward to working with you for future programs as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now let me introduce our special guest from our very own country, India. We have 3 special guests from India. Allow me to introduce the person who successfully set up and established vships offices in India in 1997 and ran the company as its managing director. He is currently the president at Vgroup India. I was blessed to be working at vships for most of my career. In fact, Captain Rajesh Tandon was the first one to discuss and highlight the importance of master pilot exchange and wanted to create a course for masters and mates, including pilots with IMPA. Please welcome Captain Rajesh Tandon.
Thank you, Vijay. Good to see you. First of all, I would like to compliment Gajanan for this fantastic initiative that he has successfully brought to the state it is at today. I distinctly remember we were standing somewhere waiting for the people who we had gone to see to let us in, and he started discussing the subject about having a kind of a program or a course for pilot transfer safety. Of course, the idea was very close to my heart because I've worked on storage tankers and very large vessels where deep sea transfer of pilot to the ships has always been a matter of serious concern. And we worked together and I put him on to the subject matter experts within our POSMA institution in Calcutta. But what I have seen today and what I'm looking forward to seeing now is the effort that has gone way beyond what I would have conceived at that time. So my compliments to you, Gajanan, for making this happen. I would be failing in my duty if I don't compliment the 400 plus students who have actively participated in preparing these papers. I believe, as you mentioned, I think there are more than 100 research papers that have been received. And my word to all the people is that nobody has a monopoly on good ideas. So every idea that has come out is a good idea. Unfortunately, we cannot discuss all the 113 papers here. So I think a panel of very well-appointed judges and moderators have come up with 10 papers that will be discussed today. But that should not dishearten those that have not made it in the top 10. I think you can go back with your papers and remodify the ideas because this is an ongoing dynamic process that needs to be followed up because master pilot transfer, pilot ladder safety is a matter that's of extreme importance to our industry. As Jillian said earlier, that this is something that needs to be taken up and needs to be improvised upon, as did Captain Ed earlier. And my appeal to the IMO representatives that is on this particular panel here, I've seen them on the guest list, is that can we take any of these ideas that is there that can be considered after closer study, tweaking into procedures to be adopted as an IMO resolution, eventually to find its way, the best practices to find their way into the SOLAS at some stage. So I don't want to take more time here because I'm really wanting to hear the paper, the outcome of the papers and hear them. So my compliments once again to all those who have been involved in this initiative, all the students, and a special thanks to Gajanan for having me over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Your words were very thought-provoking. And once again, I thank you for your compliments for our IMPA team and all these students who participated in this grand event. Thank you, sir. Our next guest has a very dynamic, dashing personality, and he is well known in shipping circles. He is the Secretary General at Company of Master Mariners in India. Currently, he is the Managing Director at MSC Crewing Services India. He is the Chairman of MASA. MASA, as we all know, MASA stands for Maritime Association of Ship Owners, Ship Managers, and Agents. MASA members have employed Indian officers and ratings for over 4 to 5 decades and have extensive shipping interest in India. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Captain MP Bhasin.
Thank you, Captain Sharma. First of all, I would like to congratulate Captain Gajanan Karanjikar. You started the slide by saying the man behind Samipta. Let me a little bit amend it. The man behind IMPA too is the IMPA which has really progressed. About a year or so back, when he approached us, we were so motivated by his own energy, by his own vision. And it has never happened before. And that is the way to go, Gajanan. That is the way to go. And here we are now. Today we are doing Samipta thanks to Mrs. Malini Shankar, VC, who has given the support to IMPA to make this happen. And all around the world, you have got some experts. And that is the way to go. Rightly said by Captain Tandon, we want to see those 10 papers, or rather all the combination of the papers given to the industry, taken up in IMO or somewhere. It should not stop here. That's what I feel. The hard work done by the students and the judges who has put their time, salute to them. This must go on. If something can be used for the companies and the students. I also must mention here, because the subject is related to the pilot ladder, the very well adapted subject. IMPA has been doing training for many shipping companies to the young cadets. You know, the cadets, they do PC training, they go through that curriculum laid down. But the extra things, extra emphasis given by IMPA to those cadets is very well appreciated in industry. The person who has never seen a ship, he has only seen a pilot ladder in the institute, as pointed out by Gajanan himself. He has a vast knowledge gained through these IMPA efforts, and that will lead to a safety. Captain Nambiar mentioned, Rajesh mentioned, he showed the videos and the slides, people falling off, giving you the feel that how actually it happens out at sea. And that is what the students will gain. I'm very happy with this concept and the way it has been brought about. Congratulations to everyone, and especially the students who have participated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. And yes, as mentioned by Captain Gajanan, sir, you are the person behind Samipta, and I can definitely see your energy level in this briefing that you did. And as you mentioned that many of the students from the institutes have not seen the pilot ladder, but through IMPA, we are happy that we are creating an awareness which will be definitely useful for them in their bright careers. So thank you so much once again. And it was such a delightful experience listening to your energetic words. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our last guest has a very charming and super personality. He is the Managing Director at Bernal Schulte Ship Management. He is also the Chairman of FOSMA, Foreign Owners Representative and Ship Managers Association. Let's give a warm welcome to Captain Sankalp Shukla.
Thank you, Captain Sharma. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Captain Gajanan, for having me here in such an esteemed gathering and a topic of vital importance. We were always taught SOLAS Chapter 5, Regulation 23, which states the requirements of a pilot ladder. Going ahead, the industry evolved, the regulations evolved. There was more focus on safety, but still accidents with regards to pilotage, or pilot boarding still take place because we still find that there is a neglect in how the pilot ladder needs to be properly rigged. It is fantastic. It is fantastic to see that at such a young age, before even starting their career out at sea, we've got 400 plus cadets who have actually seen what this idea is. They've researched what the idea of pilot boarding is and have come out with their suggestions of how it can be improved and excelled upon. I look at it this way. 400 of these young cadets would go on board ships and are our future masters, chief engineers, whatever it is. And how seriously would they take this issue on board and how much importance would they give this issue? At the same time, I completely agree with what Captain Tandon spoke about some time back, that this does not stop here. This is just the beginning. These ideas that come out, they need to be seen whether these can actually be regulated within SOLAS. And therefore, the committee that is here, they need to take it forward and get the IMO to actually, see if modifications can be made within the regulations, if better ideas can come out. And I think it is a fantastic job that has been done by everybody. They're the 10 finalists that we'll be hearing the papers about, but I don't think over here anybody is a loser. I think everybody who's come up with an idea, so everybody's a winner here. I would love to see these journals that you are going to come out with, where the papers are published. I would like to go through every paper, and the winning papers, if we are permitted, FOSMA does have a quarterly publication that comes out. We would like to put the winning paper there, so that our member lines get to see it. And I think it's a fantastic initiative that has taken place over here. I think this idea will bring across many more such ideas, which will improve safety of life out at sea, whether it be offshore personal or our seafarers on board ships. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me over, and wishing everybody all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. And it was such a pleasure sharing the virtual stage with you. And to be honest, associating with IMPA, I had the privilege to invite 3 special guests over here. And I see that all of them have mentioned the same thing, that if IMO can be involved and some resolution can be formed in future. So thank you so much. And definitely, we will move on to our next guest on this auspicious grand finale. How can we not include someone from the International Maritime Organization? Today, we have Mr. Sitki Bekir. He is the head of Asia and Pacific section, IMO Technical Cooperation Division. He coordinates technical assistance and capacity building programs under the Integrated Technical Cooperation Program of the IMO for the member states in Asia and Pacific region. He is also the member of the Nautical Institute, Royal Institute of Navigation, Turkish Ocean Going Master Association, and ITU Maritime Faculty Alumni Association. Please join me in introducing a special guest, Mr. Sitki Bekir. Even though today he's working for the IMO, but today he will be speaking in his individual capacity. Let's welcome him on board.
Capt.Vijay, thanks very much for your kind words. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, dear cadets, my sincere thanks go to the event organizers for inviting me to this commendable event. I would like to begin with expressing my admiration for this wonderful initiative. Congratulations, All India Maritime Pilots Association, India Maritime University, Captain Gajanan, and all the cadets participated in this project. It is a great pleasure to be part of this program on the occasion of the grand finale of India's largest single subject research paper competition on pilot ladder risk mitigation. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we would agree that maritime environment and operations contain high risks. Pilot transfer arrangements and related operations are part of those daily high-risk activities, as mentioned by all the speakers spoke before me. Even if all the rules are adequately applied and boarding arrangements prepared safely, the pilot transfer can still be a hazardous operation, let alone inadequate safe working practices. Therefore, the rules for pilot ladders and transfer arrangements are clear and well publicized. However, incidents show us that there are still ships sailing around and not applying the rules, thus increasing the risk factor during an operation that already entails considerable risk. In this regard, firstly, the theme of this event is undoubtedly a vital issue of paramount importance. Secondly, the modality of the event is applaudable as it engages young cadets and professionals or future professionals in such a critical subject most attractively and fascinatingly. Why is the engagement of young professionals in addressing essential issues so important? Because this approach is a brilliant way to raise awareness, enhance the sense of responsibility, guide those young people to habituate safe practices, and eventually form their professional life to build their careers in a safety-centric manner. This attitude will lead them to have the habit of always think a safe or safer way of undertaking any given tasks. Thirdly, as you all would appreciate, digitalization is critical in the maritime and shipping environment and becoming even more so day by day. The only way to adapt to new technology for the older generation is to communicate with younger generation amicably and satisfactorily. The best way to achieve such reliable communication is to actively engage young people in essential matters and give them responsibilities, while young mariners will need to learn from more experienced professionals through mentoring. The latter group will need to know or get the active input and support from the former. That's the best way to close the gap between generations and adopt new developments in a world in which technology moves incredibly rapidly. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, I want to conclude my brief remarks and congratulate the organizers and competitors. In my view, all the competitors are the winners as they all benefit from their experience, according to my perspective. I therefore congratulate all young mariners who are involved in this project. And before I conclude my brief address, please allow me to very briefly respond to Captain Rajesh Tandon. He raised a question, a very pertinent question. By all means, there are different ways of bringing this work to the IMO, and we can discuss it separately. But it's of course it's incumbent upon the government of India, if they so wish, to bring this to IMO, DG Shipping in particular. And I'm pretty sure IMPA, Nautical Institute, other NGOs, including ICS and other NGOs, IACS, and other member states would support if there's any concrete proposals you may wish to bring to IMO. On that note, I wish you all fair winds and following seas. Thank you very much for inviting me again. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your participation, and thank you for addressing the concern raised by MDs. And thank you so much for admiration for IMPA as well as IMU. And you talked about the risk associated in the pilot boarding arrangement and the new technology acceptance and how we should actively engage the young minds. So thank you so much. And we are certain that your words will inspire more discussions and safety implementations in the direction for pilot safety and safety awareness. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Please let me now take the honor and privilege to introduce our chief guest for this special occasion. Shri Shripad Naik. He is the current Honorable Minister of State for Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. He has been an ardent supporter of IMPA and very proactively concerned about the safety of maritime pilots. Unfortunately, he is traveling at the moment, but he was kind enough to bless us with a powerful message in a video. Allow me to play the video and hear the blessings from Mr. Shripad Naik.
Good morning to all the shipping professionals present here. I'm told that this is a unique competition which involves the safety of the life of the maritime pilot, and I congratulate Indian Maritime University and All India Maritime Pilots Association for this great initiative. Safety of the life is a very important, and I am pleased to see that this research paper competition has brought about the innovation in reducing the risk. Special thanks to Captain Choudhary and Captain Gajanan Karanjikar to invite me for such a wonderful event. I was very keen to attending this event, but due to some urgent work constancy, I had to travel around some time. I am also very concerned about the maritime pilot boarding, as I am told this has caused a lot of accident and lives of the pilots have been lost. That is why this is a noble initiative to bring about the awareness in maritime fraternity. I would definitely like to know more about the innovation and would request AIMPA and IMU to send me the papers written by the cadets. I promise that during next event involving maritime pilots, I would definitely attend this program. I am pleased to see so many merchant navy students are involved in this competition, and they have written many out-of-box ideas. India is a young country, and it will be younger day by day till such time we will be youngest nation in 2050 in this world. You can just imagine the power of the youth and young minds. These younger minds are the pillar of the nation building. Under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji, we will be leading in the research and development in all fields. I am very happy that IMPA is working with young minds along with the IMU so that we can bring the innovation. Innovation requires focus and lateral thinking, which today's young people have. I'm also told that a lot of international eminent personalities are attending this event from ports and pilots world. In this time of difficulty, the shipping trade has been running, and all exports, imports of goods are being carried out seamlessly because of the hard work and good job done by those involved in this shipping and logistics. My greatest tribute to all those professionals. I wish IIMPA and IMU all the best for the future innovation program involving young minds. Thank you very much. Jai.
Thank you, sir. Shri Shripad Naik has personally requested the submission of Samipta papers, as you can see from the message, and has promised to attend the future events involving maritime pilots. We will be definitely submitting the papers written by cadets and will request you for your participation in future by IMPA. We thank you for your powerful message and words of wisdom, and thank you for your kind appreciation for seafarers and maritime pilots to ensure shipping trade is running seamlessly. Now comes the inaugural address of the event. Our chief guest for the event is Managing Director of Indian Port Association, Shri Arvind Kumar Choudhary. Without his encouragement, this event would not have been made successful. He has been keenly interested and keeping himself abreast of the progress of this competition and has adjusted his schedule to be here. Let's welcome him to the grand event.
Thanks to All India Maritime Pilots Association, they have given opportunity to me to join as a chief guest in the program. So firstly, we thank to our senior VC madam. So given a opportunity to AMPA to join on joint venture, they are organizing the competition among with the pilots, those are involved in the maritime sectors. In the beginning, I saw the videos shown by the AMPA. Very shocking videos that time. The pilots are boarding on the ship. The totally traditional idea, very oldest and traditional ideas they are reaching on the pilot, on the ship. So the lot of safety required at the present era. We are thinking about safety. The present government also on the very much focusing on the safety measures. We are discussing regularly on the safety measure. We are discussing on the port safety, ship safety, road safety. Everything is we are discussing. We are leaving the pilot. Those are the key person of the port operation. In view of the our country, total trade, 95% trade will be held by the sea routes only. Only 5% via road or air bounded cargoes. So the base on the sea movement depend upon the pilots. I saw the videos. It is a very bad situation, a very shocking situation. The pilot are reaching on the boat. No safe, proper safety measures has been adopted by the organizations like ports or ship movement. So this is a very weak area. We have left about it. I very thankful to AMPA. They have chosen this subject for safety of the pilots. Safety of the pilots very important area. As per your information, 130 participants are participated in the program and 10 participants you have selected. So I congratulate to all 113 participants. They are given valuable suggestions by their own views. Rightly said by the Captain Rajesh Tandon. And also you have got a message from our Honorable Minister, Naik sir. He says it, the points, those are given by the practical approach. Those paper are submitted, participant candidates, they are submitted the papers. They've given beautiful ideas in own written paper. Further, you have take up the best idea and submit the paper through our senior VC madam to DG Shipping and Minister also. Ministry will take up with the IMO. It is necessary for the safety. I think it is a very weak area we have left in past. So I further I congratulate to Mr. Gajanan. They have taken his association, associated peoples also. They have taken a lot of pains for conducting this event. So further step, I advise that you take up the best ideas how to save the pilots and submit the paper through IMU to DG Shipping and Ministry also. Minister has assured that they will be take up the matter on higher level, IMO level, and given us opportunities to the human life is very important. Pilots are also our human man. Without the pilot, sea operation does not happen. So This is an important area you have placed, but this is not end. You have you did not stop at the competition level only. So come up the best ideas and submit to the paper to the ministry. Ministry will also take up. We have also support from the, I'm a MD in the ministry, MD in the Indian Port Association, and also I'm a economic advisor in the ministry. So I will take up the matter with the ministries also. It is important area. I think I saw the only, actually we saw the ports where we doesn't saw the transfer of the pilot and the boarding and deboarding of the pilot in the sea area, but it is a very important area. Without the pilot, operation can't happen. So I request to EMPA, you did not stop at this stage competition as end. You submit to paper also, for the best. So activity will be taken up by the all organization to save the pilot. Thanks to all, thanks to participants, thanks to EMPA, thanks to VC, thanks to our guest, international guest. They are given the supports to the EMPA. The EMPA will be arrived here. Thanks to all. Thanks to. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your innovative thoughts. And we look forward to working with you in a near future and hope you continue to bless IMPA in its journey. I'm very happy that you are really and deeply concerned about the safety of marine pilots. And thank you for your appreciation for IMPA as well as this Samipta event. And definitely we'll submit the papers to DG and we'll take it up with the higher authorities. Thank you so much, sir. As we had started a program with the lighting of auspicious lamp to spread the awareness and positive vibes and also to eliminate the darkness, let's now begin the competition with another positive and cumulative encouragement, universal signs of thumbs up. May I request all the special guests and chief guests to show that thumbs up so that we can declare the competition as open and commencement of grand finale. Once again, I would like to thank IMPA for giving me this honor to introduce our esteemed guest. Now let's keep the ball rolling. Let me hand over the floor to young bright cadet Farhan to take over and continue the show. Farhan, the floor is yours.